recently I did my 3-hole oil change. I put AMSOIL in it instead of the factory recommended SIN 3, and it runs and shifts a lot smoother to me. Now the 3-hole oil change, it really isn't that bad to do. Honestly, I was dreading it because my wife's Indian, her Springfield, and my last bike, oil changes were fairly simple. You know, you had a couple drain bolts, drain the oil, and everything went into one location. You know, there wasn't a separate reservoir for your primary, separate reservoir for your transmission. Everything went in one spot. So that's why I was a bit nervous. I won't say nervous, but I was a bit reluctant to do it on this because, you know, you got 3 different drain plugs, you got 3 different gaskets, but honestly, it was not that bad at all. And I saved myself about $400 because, you know, you take it to a dealer. I know the dealer out here anyway, I think they want like $525 for it. So it's like, no way I was willing to pay that. I signed up for to be a AMSOIL member, and I think for 5 quarts of the 20W50, a filter, and now they only send you 1 gasket for some weird reason, because you need 3 for the drain bolts, but you can get those on Amazon. And then you also have to get your derby cover gasket too, so I believe I bought that on Amazon too. And I mean, depending on what your preference is, when you inspect that derby cover gasket, if it looks like it's good, you know, no cracks, no issues that would compromise it and cause leaks, then you can reuse it. I've read and heard people reusing their derby cover gaskets. I just decided to change it because it was only like $12. And again, I wanted to do the whole process just to get familiar with it. So now that I know how to do it, you know, I have no qualms about doing the 3-hole oil change in my own bike. Every time I buy something or I get something, I like to know how to do the basic work on it. You know, I'm by no means am I a mechanic, but you know, I like to be able to do basic stuff like oil changes. You know, whenever it's time to drain or bleed the brake lines and replace the brake fluid, the .4, that's a fairly simple process too. Although I will say I haven't done it yet on a bike that has dual rotors, so that'll be interesting, but I'm sure the process is the same, just 2 rotors, 2 calipers rather. You gotta get that fluid out of there, making sure you do it right so you don't introduce any air or bubbles into the system. And not hard, and it's stuff that I like to know how to do on my bike, my wife's bike, because end of the day, it saves us money. And Harley and Indian, their maintenance or services are by no means cheap. I want to say Indians, their oil change service, it was a little cheaper. Say theirs was like $350, but again, I bought her kit. Came with all the oil, came with the crush washers, and I bought her kit for, I want to say, just over $100. So saved ourselves about $250 there, just doing the work on our own. And the oil change on Springfield is super simple. You got 2 drain bolts, drain them, and then all of that fluid goes into one reservoir, one location, if you would, for the engine and transmission. So definitely, if you're on Indian, the touring models, actually Scout was the same way. Scout was super simple, and I'm willing to bet the Challenger is a similar setup. So if you're on any of those and you don't want to pay those dealership service fees, then it's not too hard of a job to do on your own. Now, I don't have anything against the dealer taking the bike to the dealer for things that I can't do, but I guess I'm just, some say frugal. I guess I'm just cheap because I don't want to be overcharged for something that really isn't that hard. But if it's more, honestly, in this day and age with YouTube, you can find just about anything on YouTube maintenance wise. Now, whether or not you want to do it yourself out of fear of messing something up, that's another story. But again, I think it's important if you have a bike or a car, it's important to know how to work on your own stuff. Yeah, anyway, guys, that's enough of that. I'm almost back at the house, so I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already done so, wind noise, sorry about that. If you haven't already done so, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and follow me for more content. As the riding season dwindles, it'll be less and less content, unless I put my big boy pants on, my big boy chaps, and bust out wet weather gear and ride when it's a little cooler out, which I might. But anyway, y'all stay safe, ride safe. If you're in a location where you can ride year round, I'm jealous of you. Enjoy it. But until next time, y'all take care.